Hello, everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast as part of a Machina edition. This audio podcast is part of a Quantix broadcast, and this audio podcast as part of a Storm Robotics production. And this audio podcast as part of a and this audio podcast as part of a robotics biome. In this audio podcast, this synopsis, there are in this synopsis, there to highlight, there will be in this series, delving into or looking into several presented works, research poster presentation and presented works, and wherein the remits in around these research poster presentations have included the Excellence in Pediatrics 2010, the Excellence in Pediatrics 2012, the Research in Practice Symposium in 2013, the NIHR National Institute of Healthcare and Research involve involve remit and sort of conference from 2014. An overview in regard to works in regard to collaborative works with the renal patient support group, the RPSG, from 2014, and the Institute of Biomedical Sciences Congress from 2015 in 2015. The works in the presented the sort of presented works research presented works in from in within the Excellence in Pediatrics in 2010, included in works looking at coping and questioning whether well-being is the foundation is the foundation of coping. And then in the in within the Excellence in Pediatrics in 2012, there have been works looking at look looking at how using social media how using social media can help raise chronic kidney disease awareness, and then works in regard to the Research in Practice symposia was looking at was in from 2013 was collaborative works looking at the importance of renal diagnostic screening in community, and looking at this works as a sort of subject review, and then presented works at the National Institute in Health Research, or NIHR, and involved in 2014. Looked at works regard to some collaborative works looking at the use of social media for people with long-standing conditions in context of a sort of a sort of perspective works, and then works in collaboration with the Renal Patient Support Group, the RPSG, in 2014, looking at works in regards to sort of collaborative works with the Renal Patient Support Group, the RPSG, and looking at sort of chronic illness, looking at aspects of chronic illness, or delving into aspects of chronic illness, and looking into sort of the sort of the sort of the sort of emphasis in regard to use of social media, and in regards to use of social media in the context of looking at delving into aspects of chronic illness, and also looking into the use of social media in line to sort of awareness sort of works in collaboration with the RPSG from 2014. And then finally, in this Machina edition, there will be a look into a sort of a laboratory medicine and sort of pathology sort of perspective in regards to looking at sort of presented works at the IBMS, the Institute of Biomedical Sciences, in 2015, the IBMS Congress in 2015, and looking at nephrotoxic nephritis, or NTN, and looking at NTN in line with linked to glomerulonephritis, or GN, and looking at how animal models are used or utilized to understand sort of the pathology in regard to human disease, and so this and so these research posters these research posters form, or this synopsis sort of outlines the an overview in regard to the sort of researcher presented works as part of this Machina edition, and so this draws the close on this synopsis, and there's been a synopsis as part of a Machina edition. This audio podcast as part of a Quantix broadcast. This audio podcast as part of a Lobostics biome, and this audio podcast as part of a Storm Lobostics production.